Sarah, why did you bring me to the electronics store in the mall to explain Reconstructionist approaches to spiritual practice? This does not seem like a religious space.
That is precisely the reason, Kristen. Kaplan was painfully aware of the ways in which technology and advanced capitalism were changing the lives of all Americans in the 20th century. So, let's look at the problem head-on.
But what does Judaism have to teach us about televisions and buying laptops?
Well, first off, I believe Reconstructionism offers us a way to bring our Judaism into our public lives. We are not simply Jews when we are at home and Americans when we go shopping. We are always both American and Jewish, and all our other identities, simultaneously. I am tired of being told my identity should be bifurcated.
I totally hear you on that. But what can Reconstructionism offer us in the store?
Well, for one, Reconstructionism places a strong emphasis on practice, especially in this hyper-mechanized, digital age, where Americans work more than ever before. It is even more important that we be grounded in a spiritual practice that sustains us.
Agreed. Capitalism is sucking my soul.
You and me both. So what does Reconstructionism offer us as a guide to Jewish practice?
Do tell.
First off, we embrace pluralism. Even as we make communal decisions about our practice, we recognize that there will be differences among us. The goal is not uniformity of practice but rather of purpose. Second, we want to prioritize positive observance rather than negative ones, with the exception of Hametz on Pesach and work on Shabbat.
Interesting. That is very different from what I have heard elsewhere. I do find more meaning in the positive commandments, and I am pretty machmir about Shabbat.
I am so glad that speaks to you. As Reconstructionists, we also reject an all-or-nothing approach to practice. You don't have to do everything to do anything.
So it's okay that I cover my head in my hair, but I do not go to the mikvah every month?
Absolutely. And speaking of mikvah, let's reconstruct old practices that do not resonate as strongly today. For example, how can we instill labor and environmental ethics into our kashrut practice?
Yeah, I like that. As a Jew by choice, I did not grow up with kashrut and it never quite made sense to me. But coupling it with my values for a better world feels aligned with my understanding of Judaism.
Yes. We want Judaism to be grounded in our values, which are informed by the whole of our lives. Lastly, look around. We no longer live the ways our ancestors did. We need to develop new practices for our new environments.
You Reconstructionists sure can be wordy, can't you?
Guilty as charged. Now, let's go liberate some puppies from the pet store.
What?